Alright, how do we get the Legendary Monsters mod? This mod adds various mobs with different items, minerals, and tons of features to the game. It's a type of mod that's more focused on RPG mod packs and such. Perfect for those who enjoy a bit of adventure, right? So we'll head directly to Legendary Monsters, okay? We'll go to Curse Forge, search for this mod, and navigate to the Files section. We'll go to the Forge section, all versions, and select one, 20.1. We'll click the 3 buttons and then get File. Save this file by pressing Windows plus R, typing app data, going to roaming, Minecraft, and placing it in the mods folder. That's it. No dependencies needed, so we can start playing with this mod right away. Alright, how to use eyes to find structures in Minecraft with legendary monsters. This mode adds a ton of different eyes. As you can see, there are 10 different eyes and, 11. Let's see how they work. Basically, you right click and they lead you to a structure similar to an ender pearl, okay? Let's look at what each one does. First, we have the eyesight or Eye of Frost, made with an ender eye and snowballs, which takes us to the Frost Temple, where we find the Frostbite and golem. Then there's the Eye of Air, crafted like this, which helps us find the straddling in the air temple structure, which is this massive temple here, okay? As you can see, these structures are so huge, you almost don't need eyes to find them. And then we have the cumulonimbus. Alright. Next up is the Temple of the Overgrown Colossus, which you can find with the Eye of Moth. With an ender pearl and 4 moss blocks, we'll be able to locate this structure, as you can see, surrounded by jungle. Then with the Eye of Many Reeds, which is crafted like this, we can find the ancient stronghold, where you can see this central boss, the ancient guardian. I'm not going into detail, but each structure obviously has its features, loot, drops, and so on, okay? Over here we have the ruined pyramid that you can find with the Eye of Sandstorm, which is crafted with 4 sandstone blocks and an ender pearl. All we need to do is access the center area where we'll find the Doom Sentinel. Next structure is the Skeletosaurus nest, where we'll find the Skeletosaurus, and it's located using the Eye of Bones, obviously in the nether, as you can see. On the other hand, we can find the Soul Fortress structure, okay? It's accessed with the Eye of Ghost, which is crafted with 4 soul torches. This creature has 190 health points. Then we have the Magma Eye, crafted with 4 magma blocks, which leads to the Lava Heater. Then in the overworld, we can access the Abandoned Crypt, where we'll find the Possessed Paladin. This is done using the Soul Eye, which is crafted like this. As you can see, it's quite a large crypt, right? And as you can see, you access it from above. So we can easily spot the structure without any issues. Next we have the Chorus Eye, made with 4 chorus fruit that takes us to the Ender Center, specifically to the Ancient Tower Remains, this epic structure right here. Finally we have the Shulker Tower, found using the Eye of Shulker, crafted with 4 end stone and an ender pearl, where we'll find the Shulker Mimic. Definitely an end game drop. So that's going to work perfectly for us, okay? And that's it. Now we know all the eyes and where they lead us. Alright, how to overcome the ancient stronghold and defeat the ancient guardian in the legendary monster mod. That overworld structure, right? With the ancient stalactites and different mobs like the spiny worms, which are a type of worms that we'll find throughout the... Here they are, spiky worms. Then we also have the ambushes, which release 3 mini spiny worms when killed and drop the chiseled ancient stalactic fragment. Okay, let's defeat it. And there, as you can see, it drops this fragment, the chiseled one, and the little ones also drop these ancient spikes. What is this used for? Well, to craft a spiky shield, which gives us a 50% chance to apply the bleeding effect to our enemies, reflecting damage and more. And then the chiseled ancient fragment, which is more of the same. We would also need the molten metal ingot, which is made by smelting an anchor handle, and we'll see more later. The ancient guardian, right? We'll find it in the central area. As you can see, this place is full of creatures, and they're not weak ones, right? They spawn quite rapidly. And up above, after clearing everything out, we have this champion, the ancient guardian, okay? This one here, let's see how much damage it does with full netherite armor, but theoretically, it should have some kind of thorns effect. Okay, it took 2 hearts from me. Indeed, you can see it has thorns that when I attack, I damage myself. Not to mention the damage it's already doing to me, right? Basically, it has a heavy anchor that breaks block, can lunge forward and stun you, okay? At half health, its weapon turns to diamond, right? Which means it'll deal more damage to us. Throughout the fight, there are basically openings where you can dodge its attacks, okay? There, look, it turned to gold, and I think it can eventually turn to diamond, right? So Well, we can take a look at the fight a bit. Okay, I'm gonna chill out. I think that the best maybe for this creature, if arrows are allowed, would be, well, indeed the arrows. Okay, no, they don't allow us to use arrows. Okay, but as you can see, there are plenty of gaps to avoid getting hit by it. Basically, we make it charge its attack, we dodge it, hit it, move away, and repeat this in different ways, okay? That means we really have enough space to collect loot. No need to tank the creature, okay? Like I'm doing here. Look, I'm in creative mode, but I think there are more possibilities than what we see, because you can easily run away from it without any problem. Obviously keeping in mind that it can break blocks. And well, once we defeat it, the loot will be indeed the anchor handle, which is what we needed to make the shield. So that's it, it's that simple. Alright, this is the Overgrown colossus from Minecraft's Mossy Temple with legendary monsters. Okay, let's use night vision to see the creatures better. The Overgrown colossus spawns in jungles, attacks with hammer-like arms, and creates poisonous clouds. Got it? The best strategy is to keep your distance. Let's check out its attack so you can see how it works. It can also break blocks, and as you can see, there's the poisonous cloud. See that? The poison effect is level 3 and lasts a few seconds, okay? Your goal should be to maintain distance. The shield can be disabled by its attacks, okay? As you can see, it doesn't give us much room to attack. Obviously, the bow doesn't work, right? And as I mentioned, it can break any jungle-related blocks, okay? So to defeat it, you'll need to be quite patient, got it? As you can see, the damage it does is enormous. Just do a little damage to it and play with the timing windows it gives us while it's poisoned. As you can see, it hits the ground 3 times, then we have a small window to go in and attack it. Although it's true that it doesn't have many attack variations as you're seeing, so we can stay calm, and worst case, we can just run away from it, okay? If things go badly, it'll send us flying, but don't worry about that. So now, just to finish up, let's see what drop this creature has. And it's none other than the nature crystal. The nature crystal lets us craft this armor that basically says press R to spawn poison clouds around you, okay? That's basically the special ability this tool has, okay? We also have the totem of moss that says right click on a block to summon this totem, which makes crops grow faster. And then we have the weapon. It says deals 10 damage to all enemies or entities that apply the potion effect to each entity within a 4-block radius if the player has the effect, or if the player has bone meal in their inventory. Moss blocks will appear beneath each damaged enemy or entity within a 3-block radius. It can also be used as a pickaxe. So yeah, that's how I played this boss. Today we'll see how to defeat the Frostbite and golem. This one appears in cold biome. It basically summons ice spikes and crystals around itself and targets the player. It applies freezing effects like powdered snow, slowness, cold, and drops primal ice shards during battle. It gets enraged, okay? Let's go. Let's head over there. Oh, there it is. Like all other guardians, it has its hammer and those ice shards we mentioned. It's throwing me in the air, not giving me a single moment to breathe. Oh my goodness. I couldn't even hit it, right? The bow clearly doesn't work against these bosses. I don't know if it has a weak point or if bows just don't work. Let's see. No weak point, nothing. Nothing. As you can see, this is the first golem I haven't even been able to hit. Truth is, it doesn't give you much chance. If you use F3 plus B, you can get a slight advantage, seeing where the spikes will spawn, as you can see. And there you go, as you can see, look, it dropped this, the primal ice shard, okay? Let's check out the final drops from this creature. And there we have it, another primal ice shard and the frozen rune, which we use to make the Great Frost, with its special right-click ability to summon ice packs and the ice spikes, sorry. And the second ability, which lets you right-click plus shift on a block to summon spikes around you. It also has the shield, which basically freezes your enemy for 3 seconds. And well, the primal ice shards are used for these crafting recipes too. So yeah, it's that simple. Alright, how to defeat the Cloud Golem Colonimus in Minecraft's Cloud Temple with legendary monsters. Basically, in high biomes, this temple structure will appear, completely surrounded by various creatures and tons of loot. Okay? The loot is somewhat low level or, well, not too bad, right? Be careful what you might encounter here early game, but these creatures do have a bit of health, okay? So we'll need to defeat them. Plus they drop cloud rods, which will be important for us. So here we have the boss, right? This boss basically causes a storm with dark clouds when it becomes enraged, okay? Look, there it is. See, a health bar appears and everything. As you can see, it has this first attack and puts you to sleep, got it? It just took all my health with just 2 hits, see? And it has this attack. I'm not sure if we can hit it with the bow. There we go. Well, first boss that we actually can attack. And as you can see, it has a first dash attack, and another dash attack. It also has the temptation to simply, there it is, see the cooldown, which completely disables. And it's a creature that I'd honestly try to defeat with a bow, because it looks like it can't break block. You just position yourself here, and well, it can hit you through, but it's not that easy either, right? Through blocks? Not that much, right? Look, you position here and that's it. And then it won't attack you because there are blocks in between. Oh, well, it does hit you, huh? But still, it's a good strategy, okay? You place a block between you and you'll say, well, but that's not my style. Fine, then just try to go in strong. Keep in mind this creature doesn't stop casting abilities, and these abilities take all your health. So here you need a good bow. Period. Otherwise, you just won't defeat it, okay? As you can see, these are the abilities it keeps casting. He shoots a small beam, then an area attack, then a shockwave, and so on, okay? So, well, keep that in mind. Let's see what we get when we defeat him. As you can see, he has 350 health, so he's a pretty strong creature. Look, he's changed phases. Let's check if the phase change also alters his attacks, and indeed it does, okay? I have to say, I think they went a bit overboard with this boss, huh? That attack, arrows don't work on it anymore. You've got to be kidding me. Let's see. Ah, yes. And this attack is the angry version, and my goodness, wow. Let's defeat him quickly, and these are the drops, okay? The atmospheric boots, which give us 50% fall damage reduction, plus 4 armor, plus 4 armor toughness, and the air runes we use to make tools like the Hands of Cloud, okay? They can summon a large cloud explosion and 3 small explosives. We also have the axe. It says, right-click to summon lightning strike for 9 damage per tick, and right-click on blocks to summon electric burst and more. So that's how you defeat this boss, and I'm telling you, he's a really tough boss, okay? Alright, how do you defeat the Dune Warden in Minecraft's Ruined Pyramids with legendary monsters? Well, basically, the Sentinel of the Dunes is a living cannon that fires explosive projectiles, deals area damage, and pushes you back when you get close. You'll need explosion protection and speed. The less health it has, the more smoke it emits. And it eventually explodes, got it? So let's switch to survival mode so you can see a bit of what we're talking about. As you can see, there are the explosions and we can't hit it with the bow. Let's see. We can't hit it with the bow. No, sir. Well, tell me how I'm supposed to damage that guy. Basically, you have to go in for melee combat. Let's summon it again. It's this creature here. And I'm telling you, if you get close, see, it pushes you. Okay, you can circle around it, and it doesn't do that much damage, just takes away a little heart with netherite armor. I say just, because it could be much worse. And if you get too far away, or if you get too close, rather, it pushes you away. Okay, it's not that strong of a boss, huh? Not such a strong boss. As you can see, it doesn't take much of my health either. Right now I don't have any kind of regeneration or anything, though it's pretty clever. Anyway, when we defeat it, we'll switch to creative mode. I think we've had enough. When we defeat it, the drop it'll give us is the crystal you just saw in my hotbar, okay? It's this crystal here, the crystallum of sandstorm, which we use to make this helmet that gives us 35% explosion reduction. And this cannon that says, hold click for 1.5 seconds to fire a sandstone bomb. So yeah, it's that simple. Alright, how can we clear the abandoned crypt to defeat the possessed paladin? Here we have the abandoned crypt, and basically, as you can see, it simply has one entrance where you go down and face different mobs. This underground dungeon with hidden chests has various mobs like the enchanted knights with swords and the enchanted guards with axes that have great range. As drops, they'll give us the half of Nightblade and also the long stick half, okay? There we have it. These will basically help us craft items like a knight's sword or a golden halberd. The knight's sword is a fast weapon while the golden halberd gives more range, plus 25% bleeding on crit. And below we have the possessed paladin. This boss with 2 diamond knights at his sides applies broken armor, meaning halfway through the fight, gold transfers to armor, causing bleeding and increased aggression. Let's take a look at this little fight. So here we have the haunted knights, and as you can see, this guy isn't slow at all, and your health drops quickly. As you can see, there's a moment when my armor visibly decreases. You can see there I have about half my armor remaining. That's the effect of broken armor, okay? When this happens to you, it's best to run away. Got it? Let's test it. Arrows don't work, as we can see, and he has quite a long reach. Not to mention, we barely damage him. He has high defense, and seriously, when he breaks your armor, just run. It's the best strategy you can use because otherwise he'll really take a lot of health from you. And well, you can somewhat tank through it, as we're seeing now. I'm going to switch to creative mode just to be able to see the drops. It's changed color now, as you can see, right, to that gold armor. But we also take more of his health, despite him being more aggressive, and there we can see his defeat without any problem. Brutal, huh? Brutal animation. And there we have it, okay? He drops the corrupted soul, which we used to craft the sword I was using, which has a 50% chance to apply bleeding and a second ability that guarantees soul rage for 10 seconds, increasing attack speed by 0.5 and armor by 6 points. Also, we have the shield, the guard summoner, which says right-click on a block to summon a guard to protect you. It deals more damage than the knight but is slower. And the knight summoner says right-click on a block to summon a knight who protects you. So with this, we could now clear the abandoned crypt. How to find and use warped fungus in Minecraft's Nether with legendary monster. In the warped forest's distorted nests, you'll find this resistant creature that teleports like an enderman. It pushes hard, confuses its position after each hit, and well, let's check it out, shall we? As you can see, it starts with those pretty strong attacks. It's not an extremely powerful creature. Let's see if I can do like with enderman where I cover myself so it can't come after me anymore. At first it seems to ignore me, right? But we can see it has a hitbox like the players, 2 blocks tall. So for now it's a bit complicated. Once we defeat it, it drops the warp mushroom cap, which basically lets us craft the entity warper. And the entity warper lets us make the void entity warper, okay? They have different abilities, right? It lets you grab any entity to teleport to it. 6 blocks for void warper, 4 for entity warper. Basically, you approach the entity, right click it, and the entity will come to you, okay? So you can see it. Right click and boom. There we have it, right? That's it. It's that simple. Very well. How do you defeat the Skeletosaurus in Minecraft's Soul Valley with legendary monsters? Well, basically in the Soul Sand Valley appears this creature that wakes up and stomps furiously as we're seeing now. We can dodge that roar, it seems, right? The bow works well against this monster. It has 200 health points from what I just saw. And as you can see, we're a bit slowed down, okay? He's slow too though. He also moves slowly. But when it activates its rage effect, well, it'll come after us. Obviously, against this boss, I recommend jumping a lot and having a good bow. And if you can have soul speed, even better, okay? It's not a creature that hits very hard, right? Why lie about it? Well, the bite does hurt though. Well, yes, it can definitely take away some health. There you have it. So, once you defeat it, make sure you're wearing good armor. I was wearing netherite armor. So, that's the drop we'll get, which is the dinosaur bone, used to make this X shield, an extremely durable shield. The bone mallet, a strong weapon that applies slowness on critical hits. And the bone egg, which basically hatches faster on soul sand when placed with a basalt block and bone blocks, okay? And it lets us raise a Skeletosaurus that's tameable with raw meat, can be mounted, jumps high, has resistance, and regenerates. Got it? So basically, just keep that in mind. A Skeletraptor allows us to spawn, right? As you can see there, I've tamed it, okay? And, well, we can ride it, see? So it's a creature that can be mounted. Oh, it's burning. Oh, okay, fine. It burns. Looks like it regenerates pretty quickly, too. And there we have it. Good. How to defeat the Lava Eater. We have here the Lava Eater, a basalt lizard that eats lava, bites, sets things on fire, and whips with its tail, okay? When it whips us with its tail, it applies a knockback effect. It burrows and emerges under the player and can rise up and explode with a fire pattern. It has fire resistance, and the loot is the Lava Eater skin, okay? So let's switch to survival mode. I'd like to grab a couple of apples, okay? And now we can begin, okay? You can attack it with a bow, I think, and there it just burrowed, as you've seen. Let's try. Well, there it pushed us with the knockback, as you've seen. Let's try the bow, and well, bow doesn't work. So bow doesn't work. It has this burning attack, which is actually good because it allows us to damage it too. As you can see, piglins can also go after it, okay? So that could be a strategy to consider. There it burrowed again, okay? When he burrows underground, there he is. We can damage him. The best strategy is when he makes the call. Just circle around him and take advantage to deal a ton of damage. As you can see, he's entered a much more aggressive phase since he has little health left. We finish him off, and he drops the Lava Eater skin, which we can use to craft a fiery jaw or burning jaw, basically a weapon with circular shockwaves that pushes and ignites for 4 seconds, and the flaming boots that leave fire trails when walking with your assigned key, okay? So yeah, it's that simple. I'm going to challenge the Withered abomination in Minecraft's Nether with legendary monsters. Basically, the behemoth appears in the remains of Soul Fortress, right? It looks like a bull, inflicts wither effect, and makes the ground shake. Bow attacks work well, and during battle it loses horns, but still attacks with head and fist. So yeah, that's the structure, and let's see what we can do. Theoretically, from this distance it rises, and we were comfortable up here, but since all attacks are physical, I don't see how it can hurt me yet, right? But as you can see, this is how the fight is going so far. It already took 4 hearts from me with just 1 hit, see? It just fell. Maybe. I might be imagining that it just fell. Well then, how do we proceed now? Let's get it. Let's respawn again, because if what it's going to drop gets burned. But as you can see, if we're in an elevated area, it can't do anything to us. Okay, let's defeat it, alright? Just to see what kind of drops it has. But basically, its drops allow us to craft. It's dropping the withered horns, as you can see. And the withered bones, which gives us access to the scythe that has great reach, can apply wither effect and allows for line charges. And the rib cage, which is a chest plate that makes us immune to wither and has very good protection. Okay, so that's it. Simple as that. Alright, we have the Ender's End over here. So how can we beat it? Well, it basically appears in the remains of an ancient tower where it meets the chorus eye and it hits hard, teleports, and each impact applies the chorus infection, okay? Which are basically random teleportation. Few patterns, but each hit could be your last. They put us here. Let's eat a golden apple and see if arrows can do any damage to it. Seems not, right? Looks like it teleports you. Right now its attacks are pretty weak, okay? We take off 10 damage with each hit. Infection isn't too bad yet. We're also using these pillars for cover, so it doesn't hurt us too much. There, it teleported us. It's a pretty tough creature. That's all about blocking, you know. From what I can see, you can't run from it either, since it teleports. That's where it starts annoying you a bit with those random teleports. But if you have decent armor and some regeneration, I don't think you'll have any problems. It teleports behind you a lot. Got it? The drop is the chorus crystal, which basically gives us access to the chorus mask, provides immunity to the chorus infection. We also have the chorus cannon, which requires the sun cannon, okay? It's an upgrade that gives us bombs that infect with the chorus fruit, right? And finally, we have the blades, which lets us randomly teleport with a click. It has a high attack speed and not much else. Alright, how to defeat the Shulker mimic. This one appears in the tower with 4 side shulkers, okay? As you can see, each attack gives us levitation followed by gravitational pull, which makes falls more damaging. Having armor and a water bucket will help, so keep that in mind. As you can see, arrows don't penetrate this creature. Let's take a look at how we can fight against it, okay? As you can see, it has a bite attack, causes that fall, and, well, as mentioned, use water to break your fall, okay? I'm telling you, the bucket method works well. It chases us pretty aggressively. Out of 16, it has 200 health. I didn't mention that, but it shows right there. Well, 180 actually. If you can somehow avoid getting lifted, that's a big advantage. Let's check out the drops and see what we get. The drops look pretty good. Unlike regular shulkers, we can attack this one at any time. Here we have the drops. Lots of shulker shells and the large shulker shell, which lets us craft a helmet that gives immunity to levitation. And the shell gives a 60% chance to apply levitation to attackers. So there you go. With this, I assume you now know a bit about all the bosses.